This is a 2002 Lexus RX300 with a 3.0 liter V6 engine. It is a front wheel drive vehicle. This car, we're going to keep it running forever. With that said, there are a lot of issues that can arise on the way to forever. And with this car, the particular issue that we're solving today is that with the AC ventilation system, heating and ventilation AC system, HVAC, whenever you change the mode using this button, and that changes the mode of the ventilation from, as you can see on the screen up here, changes where the air is coming from. This was making a horrible noise, like somebody was being drawn and quartered. So we went ahead and solved this problem, and I'm going to show you how we did it. By the way, never mind that I've taken out the surround for the shift lever. I did that for another reason that is unrelated to the problem we're addressing today. So to solve our problem, we want to get behind the glove box. And this is one of the world's easiest glove boxes to remove. It has two screws in the top corners. You can see one up here. The other one is over there. And then it has two bolts in the bottom corners with 10mm socket heads. There's the two bolts. And it has a panel underneath. It's just a flat panel that pops right off. So you pop this panel off like I just did, then you undo those two bolts and those two screws, and the glove box comes right out. Now we're looking behind the glove box, and this motor right here is the motor that controls the mode. This means what vent is open for the air to come out of. And now looking from the side up here, this motor controls the recirculation. That means whether you're getting fresh air from the outside or whether you're recirculating the inside air of the cabin. And there's a third motor that you can't really see, but it's the heater blend door, and it controls how much air flows past the heater core, which adds heat into the cabin. So those are the three motors that operate the heating, ventilation, AC system. These have plastic gears that strip over time, and when they strip, the motor starts to really grunt and groan like somebody's doing something very bad to it. And this goes on as you drive the car. It starts out intermittent, and then it becomes more and more constant. And you get to the point where you have to replace one or more of these motors. And the faulty motor is this one right here. It's the mode motor. And this is the one I'm going to show you how to replace. By the way, this box right here is the fan box. And this panel, this removable panel that's right up here, is a panel for the replaceable cabin air filter. Now this setup we're looking at is virtually the same for many Toyota and Lexus vehicles. So this repair that we're doing can apply to a lot of vehicles, including like Toyota Corolla, Toyota Camry, Toyota Highlander, Toyota Sienna, even some trucks like 4Runner and Tacoma. They all have a similar setup with mode doors and blend doors and recirculation doors. So what we're doing here applies across a very wide range of vehicles. Without really knowing which one of the motors or which ones were having a problem. I just went ahead and ordered all three. And the good news here is that all of these motors are available in very cheap replicas made in the country that makes cheap replicas for everything and sells them to the rest of the world for very cheap prices. You know which country I'm talking about. And I'm going to include links to these three motors in the video description so you can purchase them cheaply. And the good thing about this is if there's one of these motors that I don't need, the large global company that sells products online that I'm buying it from will take it back and give me a refund, no questions asked. So there you go. That's the way you do repairs on automobiles these days. So there you can see that I've unplugged this motor. And you can see the white plug there just dangling loose, and the motor is not plugged in. So now I'm going to turn on the car and see what kind of noise it makes with this motor unplugged. And if it does not make any noise, then I'll know that this was the offending motor. Easy as that. So yes, indeed, with this motor right here unplugged, the car does not make any more of that horrible noise that is really kind of like a croaking noise, very upsetting. So all we gotta do is remove this motor. It's got 4 screws, and best way to access them will be with a little angle screwdriver. So right here is the offending motor, and right here is the one that resembles it the most. So this is the replacement. I've put a new motor in and plugged it in for testing. Now I want to note that in order to remove this motor, I also had to remove this little piece of duct that has one bolt goes up right here, and then, or screw rather, and then it does share one screw with the motor, and it has one more screw in the back there. I don't know if you can see where it goes, but I'm just gonna install this back in a minute. First I want to test the motor. Okay, I'm changing the positions on the air mode, and you can see the motor in operation. I hope you can see the lever arm moving to different positions, and it is doing so quietly and silently and smoothly, and we have ourselves another successful repair. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Reassembling this is going to be a piece of cake. I'm not going to waste your time with that, and catch you in the next one.